Hi, I'll take you through the method now of being able to play through the grade 1 piece Kaiser roll. The main thing you need to master for this piece is the first bar because it crops up a lot throughout the piece. So if you take it slowly, spoken rhythm, bass, bass, snare, bass, tap, tap, snare, tap. Remember the 2 taps and you need to practice that over and over so you can gain speed. Now, if you've already got the metronome app downloaded onto your phone or similar, then if you set that to 115, because that's the speed the piece tells us at the start, so 115 beats per minute is this speed. And maybe start with a standard rock rhythm of 4 beat first of all to play the speed, and then add in that rhythm. That's your 4 beat. Now the full rhythm. So that's the starting point. Once you've got that rhythm established, it's the beginning of the piece and the end of the piece, but of course there'll be extra things to put on like open hi-hats and crashes. The second bar of the piece is similar to the first bar, but there's no double bass at the start. So instead of bass, bass, snare, bass, it just bass, tap, snare, bass. So this is bar 2. Bar 3 is the same as the first bar. And bar 4, which is the second bar on line 2, is just 2 standard rock beats twice. Line 3 is the same as the first bar of the piece, twice through. That'll easily take us down to line 4, which is a standard double bass drum pattern, 3 times followed by a snare drum, but just be careful of the 2 snare drums at the end of the line. It's so tempting to want to put a bass drum in there. You know it's a snare drum, just read carefully. So this is line 4. Line 5, yet again, is like the first bar of the piece, but they've put the open hi-hat at the end of the bar. So remember the up, down, hit the hi-hat on the word up, and hit it again as you put both feet down together. So that's your up, down. So line 5. That takes us to line 6, which again is your standard double bass drum to snare, and then the fill, the rhythm I call cherry cherry plum. That is on the snare drum and is to be best be done as right left right like this. So line 6. So what I'll do now, I'll put the metronome click on and play you all of section A, which is 6 lines. So that's all of section A. Now section B is actually a lot easier. The difference is, if you look carefully at the crosses, the very first hit at section B is on the crash cymbal, and again that crash occurs on the 3rd line of section B, which is also the 2nd line of page 2. So watch out for the crashes, but every other X is now on the ride cymbal. So your standard rhythm will be like this. And I'm going to put the crash now onto the first bar and play the bottom line of page 1. The first line, page 2, is just as easy. It's you see it for yourself, double bass drum and then a standard bar. So top line of page 2. The second line on page 2, again it starts with a crash, and it's no more difficult than what you've done before. And then the third line on page 2 starts going with your standard double bass drum rhythm, but you've then got the crotchet or quarter note crashes on the first and third beat. The second and fourth beat are silent. So this is the third line on page 2. 2, 3, 4. I'll do that one again for you. So I'll now play with the metronome click all of section B. 2, 3, 4. Section C now is very, very similar to the beginning of the piece. So we're back to the bass, bass, snare, bass, tap, tap, snare. Watch out again for the open hi-hats. The second line of C, again back to double bass drums, very straightforward. So that second line of C is exactly the same as the fourth line of the piece at the beginning. You're then back onto the open hi-hat. Very straightforward if you managed to accomplish that rhythm already. Section C should be very straightforward. Just be careful of the open and closing of the hi-hat. And then again we're back to crotchet quarter notes on the crash cymbal to finish the last line. So I'll just play the last line first of all for you. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest, 1, rest. Really quite simple. So I'm now going to play you all of section C with the metronome click. Starts with a crash cymbal as well, look out for that. 2, 3, 4. So what I'll do now, I'll just put the backing track on for Kaiser roll. And silly me, I hadn't set it up first of all, however, here we go.
Kaiser roll. 1,
Here's the whole
2,
piece.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And that is Kaiser roll. Thank you.